Chapter 5, Pretty Fish. Squeak! Annie patted the little mouse on in her pocket. It's okay, Peanut. The ants can't get us in the river. We're safe, she said. Maybe safe from the ants, Jack said, but where is this canoe going? Jack and Annie stared at the river. Branches spread all over the water. Vines and moss hung down from them. We better look this up, said Jack, and he pulled the rainforest book out of his backpack and flipped through it. He found a picture of the river. He read, The Amazon River stretches over 4,000 miles from the mountains of Peru, across Brazil, and into the Atlantic Ocean. The river basin contains over half of the rainforest in the world. Jack looked at Annie. We're on the Amazon River, he said. It's more than 4,000 miles long. Wow, Annie whispered, and she looked at the river, and she trailed her hand through the water. I have to make some notes, said Jack. He pulled his notebook out of his pack. He wrote, The Amazon rainforest is... Jack, look at those pretty fish with the teeth, said Annie. What? Jack glanced up from his writing. Annie was pointing at some blue fish swimming near the boat. The fish had red bellies and razor-sharp teeth. Watch it, cried Jack. Those aren't pretty fish. Those are piranhas. They'll eat anything, even people. Yikes, whispered Annie. We better get back to shore, said Jack, putting the book back in his backpack. Well, how? Said Annie. We can't get into the water, and we don't have any paddles. Jack tried to stay calm. We need a plan, he said. Jack stared at the river. The canoe would soon float under some vines. I'll grab the vine, said Jack, and you pull us to shore. Good idea, said Annie. As they glided under the branches, Jack stood up. The canoe rocked. It nearly fell over. Balance the canoe, said Jack. Annie leaned to one side and Jack reached. He missed. The canoe floated under some more branches. Jack reached for another thick vine. He grabbed it. It was cold and scaly, and it wriggled and it jerked. Ah! Jack screamed and fell backward into the canoe. The vine was alive. It was a long, green snake. The snake fell from the tree and it splashed into the water and it swam away. Oh, man, said Jack. He and Annie stared in horror at each other. Well, what now? Said Annie, making a face. Well, Jack looked at the river. Well, there's no more vines up ahead, but there was a big branch floating on the water. So, grab that branch near you, said Jack. Maybe we can use it for a paddle. Suddenly, the branch rose in the air. It was a crocodile. Help! Screamed Annie, and she fell back into the canoe. The crocodile opened and closed its huge, long jaws. Then it moved past the canoe and swam up the river. Oh, man, whispered Jack. A screeching sound split the air, and Jack and Annie jumped up. Help! Said Jack. He expected to see another terrible creature, but all he saw was a small brown monkey hanging from his tail from a tree.